Hey everybody, it's Bob Thompson with Thompson Brand Images Photography, and we're breaking down headshots one video at a time. Today's video is entitled, What Does Your Headshot Say About You? One of the reasons I really enjoy using LinkedIn, aside from all of its marketing virtues, is that for me, as a corporate photographer, it serves as a portfolio of what the world is passing off as headshots. I get to see hundreds and hundreds of them every single day. Now, if you have hired a photographer professionally in the last 2 to 3 years, and you have a headshot where you can recognize yourself, you're expressing something on the positive side of pleasant, then this video probably isn't aimed at you. I'm talking to the folks out there who are using selfies and group shot extractions and all kinds of crazy stuff to represent yourself professionally out there in the marketplace. So the one thing you really want to ask yourself is kind of what the actual title of this video is what does your headshot say about you? And if you want to try a little exercise, go ahead and give it a look, take it in for a moment, and then come up with 3 adjectives that you could use that would describe what you see. Now, I've been doing this long enough to know that perhaps we're not the most objective when we're evaluating our own self-image, so you may actually want to bounce this off of a friend or a colleague of yours and ask them to come up with 3 adjectives of what that headshot says about you, because believe me, it's saying something, okay? So, a couple of do-nots as it pertains to headshots. If you're out there representing yourself professionally, you do not want your headshot to be a selfie. I don't care how good of a selfie or how much you rehearse that perfect pose for yourself, that's not a headshot. Next, if you happen to see a seatbelt across your chest in your headshot, that's likely not a good candidate as one to represent you professionally. Although the lighting in cars is actually pretty good because you're surrounded by windows, yeah, we can tell it's you in a car, and that kind of takes us away, don't you think? If you have somebody else's arm around your neck in your professional headshot, it's likely that you extracted that from a group shot where you really like the smile that you presented in that group shot. But I've got news for you, that's another distractor, and it's going to take us out of the game in terms of evaluating your professionalism in your headshot. And then lastly, and I know I don't really have to say this, but I've seen it out on LinkedIn, is please, no hand signs, no these, none of that stuff. Any of that stuff, again, is just a detractor and distracts us from seeing who you really are. And that's really the point of the headshot, is we want to get to know you as quickly as possible, and if all we have is that split second where we evaluate your image, your headshot says a lot. So a couple of do's with regard to headshots. Don't be afraid to use some light. I see dark, silhouetted headshots more than I care to admit. Interestingly enough, I happen to be standing on what would really work well for a lighting headshot, is we've got natural window light coming across the face. So if you do want to take your own headshot, then this isn't a bad place to pull up for a quality light that's actually going to be flattering to you. Next, smile. It's okay to look like you're having a pleasant experience in your headshot. I see an awful lot of intensity out there, and I'm not really sure what you are trying to convey if you are one of those folks who really wants to look almost, what I would say, like not quite angry, but perhaps irritated. I see that a lot. That's going to communicate something when someone sees your headshot. It's okay to crop in a little bit and come in tight on that headshot so we really can see who you are. I see an awful lot of headshots that are either full body shots or 3/4 shots, and unless you're in the modeling industry where it's highly important for us to see all of you, we really want to get in close and see who you are as quickly as we can. And then lastly, try to keep the backgrounds fairly simple. Okay, I see a lot of stuff with very busy backgrounds, and listen, all these things I'm speaking to do one thing and one thing only, and they distract us from seeing who you really are as quickly as possible. So hopefully that helps. If I can help, please don't hesitate to reach out via email or phone at 994-2000. Bob Thompson, Thompson Brand Images. Thanks a lot.